Hey everybody, this is Chris at Zenark Reptiles. How's it going, everybody? Hope you guys have an amazing day. Hope everything's going great for you. Just before we get started, why am I wearing my hat backwards? It's not a new style for me. It's actually a way to control my unmanageable hair. I can't get a haircut. I live in Yakima County in Washington State, and right now we're in phase 1, so they won't allow any barbers to open up, so it's getting crazy, and this is the best way for me to maintain it. I'm not supposed to say this, shh, but I'm thinking about driving across to another county to get my haircut. I know that they think they're doing what's right, but I have to get a haircut. I have a job and a life. And I'm getting complaints that I don't show enough reptiles in my videos, so I'm going to start pulling out different reptiles on my videos, because I have quite a few. I don't like shooting in my room. I will be doing that soon, because I have a big renovation going on downstairs in my reptile room, but I'm bringing up more reptiles and putting them in my videos. And this guy is a big chunk. He's a chunky. He likes to eat. Anyways, guys, you know I get messages all the time, and I say this every time. Well, the messages I get the most is how to become a full-time reptile breeder, how much will I make becoming a full-time reptile breeder, how long does it take to become a full-time reptile breeder, and also when should I actually think about becoming full-time. I'm going to answer these questions the best that I can. I have a lot of experience with this kind of, and I have a lot of friends that do it full-time, and I'm at the point where I'm about to become full-time, so let's talk about this right after this. Hey everyone, this is Chris Willis, aka Zenark with Zenark Reptiles. My goal is to get you excited about keeping reptiles, breeding reptiles. I've been keeping reptiles since 1999, and I love answering your questions, your comments, and also helping you guys along the way. So sit back, relax, and let's get the show started. Welcome back, everyone. How long does it take to make money breeding reptiles? It just depends on what kind of reptile you breed, what are you doing, where you live. There's lots of different reptiles you can do. Ball python seems to be the really big one right now, but you have, you can breed tegus. That's getting to be really popular, but I'd recommend if you live someplace like in the south, because it's a lot easier to keep them outside. And I've bred tegus, and the problem is that they take up so much room that I could never be a full-time tego breeder unless I can actually breed some tegus. Get some high-end ones and breed a couple and make some money, but I'm never going to be able to retire unless I get a big facility because of where I live. I'm limited by my space indoors. Tortoises, I love tortoises, but I don't breed tortoises because, again, space issues. Because I live in Washington, I can keep them outside 6 to 8 months out of the year, but I can't keep them year long, and so I have to bring them inside someplace. I either have to get me a big warehouse or not breed them. But again, there's so many different things. I have friends that breed leopard geckos and crested geckos and breed ball pythons and western hognoses, king snakes. They all do this full-time, or they're doing a part-time job and doing this. So again, it just depends on what kind of reptile you want to do and how much you put into it. Because I'll be honest to you right now, how much you put in is how much you're going to get out of it. There's a lot of people really getting into reptiles right now, and I have nothing but love for the reptile community. Sorry guys, I have a little bit of cold. But I absolutely love the reptile community. I love everybody that gets involved in it. My only fear is that everybody's getting involved with it because I think they see dollar signs, and that's my only fear. Is I love making videos, helping you guys out how to make money, because there is money to be had, but it should be your passion first. If you don't have the drive or the want to breed these animals, you won't last long. So if you're just doing this to make money, this won't last long for you. I'll be honest, I have about 12 friends that I started out with and I talked to at shows, or I made friends that are no longer breeding reptiles because they think that they weren't making enough money. And I'll be honest, even my friend Ben, who was really a gung-ho guy, I'm not picking on you, Ben, I'm just using you as a part of my video. He threw in the towel this year because COVID really destroyed him. He got hit really hard this year, and it kind of financially crushed him, which it might be if you're living on reptiles only. And a lot of people actually lost sales because all the shows closed down. It really hurt a lot of people. Me personally, it would take a lot for me to stop breeding reptiles. Probably someone put a gun to my head, because animals are such a big part of my life. I would breed reptiles even if it cost me money. Mostly all my life since I've been keeping reptiles has cost me more money than I've made. And that's because for many years, I wasn't even trying to sell them. I was just giving them out, trying to get people involved into the community. but I'm at the point where it doesn't cost me money no more because I can actually take from what I established and add to my collection. But at one point in time, it did cost me money, and now it doesn't. I just use what I make and invest it back into reptiles. So I'm gonna talk about ball pythons because that's something I do, and I take the shows. That's what I breed for, I guess, money. I don't breed them just for money. I breed them because I enjoy them. But let's talk about what it takes. Well, first of all, you're gonna dump some money into it. Even if you build your own racks and you start out with normals and get you some super males, you're gonna dump some decent money to get started. The more you can dump into it, the faster you're gonna get to that place. So I mean, if you have like snakes that have 2 or 3 genes, you're gonna do a lot better than a person who's using normal. So you'll be a lot faster and can actually make money a lot faster. In the last 6 years, I started breeding ball pythons, I guess, on a big scale, and I've actually been getting money back from that. But honestly, when I first started out, it wasn't my goal to make money breeding ball pythons. Just that I really liked their morphs, and I liked how you can actually add them together and get really cool looking snakes. That's the reason why I did it. I realized after about 3 years, well, I'm actually making money doing this. On the 4th year, I was like, wow, I'm doing really well. I can actually, do this full time. On my 5th year, I had a great year, and I was like, man, I make more money doing this than I do on my daytime job. I'm not in a big hurry to become a reptile breeder full time. My goal now is to sit back, relax, take my time, and get everything that I want before I decide to go that path. What I'm saying is that once you become a full-time breeder, you're siphoning off that money, and that money you can no longer put back into your business. But I still like going to shows. I still like breeding reptiles, and I'm planning on still going that way, but I'm not in a big hurry. And the cool thing about that is that the less hurry you're in, the better off you'll be. Because honestly, I would say it takes about 3 years before you see any kind of return. There is faster ways of getting there, but 3 years is probably what I'm gonna say before you actually see any kind of financial return. So before you do that full time, you might want to make sure that you have everything that you need, everything that you want. I understand if you're in a situation where you have no other choice, especially right now, a lot of people are laid off and they're hurting for money. It's kind of a bad year for a lot of people. I totally understand that, and you gotta do what you gotta do to survive. But me, I'm at a point where I'm blessed. I make a really decent amount of money, and I want to keep adding to my collection to the point where I'm satisfied, and then I can actually live off that money that I make from my reptiles. But that's the key thing, is that just think about that. Once you start taking that $30, $40, $60, $70,000 away from that reptile money, it's money you no longer can put back into that business or that hobby that you're doing, because you're living off that money now. And I think that's the one thing that's key for everybody. Just take your time. If you can, roll as much money back into that over and over again. Just think of it as a rose. It's a bud, and it finally blooms, and then when you're satisfied to where you are, you think you have all the animals you need, all the equipment you need, and you're in a healthy place, where you think you should be, then it's that time to actually change over to a full-time breeder and put your 2 weeks notice in. But I would recommend having more than one flow of income. That's what I've always been taught, that you should have more than one flow of income. You maybe should think about doing a YouTube channel. I'm not saying you're gonna make lots of money from YouTube, but you'll get some money there. Think about something that you can talk about on YouTube that would help people out. You can actually start up a Patreon funding. As long as you're offering them something in return for money, there's nothing wrong with that. Also, think about maybe breeding rats or breeding other things. Say bring in, like, you are a ball python breeder, maybe breed some leopard geckos, some crested geckos. Just think of other ways of making money. I know people that actually breed dubia roaches. I breed them just for my lizards downstairs, but I don't do it for money. But mealworms, a lot of things you can do to supplement the income to get more in. But just be for certain that you're ready to move on to that next stage before you start siphoning that money away from your hobby. Because once it becomes no longer a hobby, it becomes a business. And I'm not saying it's going to suck the fun out of it, but it's going to be different because it's a livelihood, no longer just, you know, fun. So I hope that answers your question. You can make money, I'd say about 3 to 5 years, but the longer you can hold out, I think the better off you'll be. Me personally, I want to use it for that to enhance my retirement. Also to give me something to do when I'm retired. I know eventually I'll do this full time once I reach where I want to be, but I just want to take my time and enjoy it, which I do, and I'm getting there. And I just saying that, you know, don't be in a hurry. Enjoy the ride. The ride is just as much as fun as being there. And sometimes you get what you want, and you realize that, you know, it's a lot harder than you thought. So just sit back, relax, enjoy the ride, and you'll be there. Anyways, guys, check out some of these videos right here. Also hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out. Love you guys. Just keep going. Dig your heels in. And it won't be long. I'll be buying snakes from you or reptiles from you. Love you guys. Later. Peace.